I just want to make two general points. One is just to point out that in other states that have tried provisions like these, it's not always worked very well. Colorado actually put something like this into their state constitution, and it failed so miserably that the voters, with the support of the business community, actually came back and voted to suspend it. The formula that they had in place there really could not keep pace with the rising costs of health care, education, corrections, and they had to make dangerous cuts to programs that the state desperately needed to invest in. I think the consensus there was that it really caused damage to the state's physical infrastructure and also to the state's workforce. And so they came back, and again with the business community, basically decided that that they needed to suspend a provision like this. Second point I will quickly make, because I know y'all are anxious to move on, is that we are really concerned long-term what this might do to programs serving vulnerable children and families. I think a provision like this could actually worsen the funding situation for programs serving vulnerable children and families. I think the recession over the last 4 or 5 years, combined with the fact that some of the programs that serve vulnerable children and families really don't have the politically powerful lobbies. And so if you look at programs like pre-K, that's been pretty much flat funded the last 4 years. If you look at programs like child welfare, juvenile justice, even in the governor's proposed budget, they had to make some tough choices. They're virtually flat funded. Have been over the last 4 or 5 years. There are all kinds of instances in the budget where over the last 4 or 5 years, programs have had to be flat funded, because we didn't have enough revenue, quite frankly. And I'm real concerned that this type of law could actually exacerbate those types of inequities. Make it very difficult for when the economy turns around that some of these programs serving vulnerable children and families could ever catch up. So with that, happy to answer questions, but those are my 2 points.